Wordplay is a fun tool that will allow you to fill a shape with lettering, and it's found up here in your sort of purple tool group. It's the one that looks like a bit of a diamond, and it has the word wordplay as its title. So if I go ahead and click on that, it's going to open up a window and show me the artwork for an apple. But the first thing you can do is click on the shape option, and there are several different, shapes that are available that you could use to work with in the Wordplay tool. And so I'll go ahead and select on the shape of a girl. And over here on the right is the words that it's going to fill the girl in with. And so, you can change the words from Wordplay to be anything you want, right? Girls are smart. And smart and strong and fun, and you can keep adding all the words that you want to, but you put enter. So if I have two words that are together, like sort of silly, oops, I didn't mean to have a capital there. I have two words, but they're on the same line, then the program will keep those words together when it uses them, and you won't have sorta and silly separate from each other. Now, before I push generate to see what's going on, it's only a 3-inch piece of artwork, and I'm not sure how much room there's going to be for words. Let's click generate to see, but it's over here. It tells me that it's going to be with the font Anna, and it's going to be with the 0.7 of an inch is the basic size of the letters, and then it can go down as small as 10% of that, or the maximum size would be 100%, or kind of like the actual size. So we won't get any text bigger than 0.79, but it is allowed to make it smaller with a maximum of 15 colors and a maximum words of 200. So notice that sort of silly. So can we find any sort of silly in here? It almost looks like it never even managed to put sort of silly in it because it was maybe just too long to fit in anywhere in this diagram. But for example, if I made the girl's head a little bigger, so instead of a sort of just under 3 inches, let's make it an 8-inch thing. So now if I click generate, there's lots more room in an 8-inch size. And so it's once again filling with the words smart and strong and fun and sort of silly in the font Anna, with the biggest letters being 0.79 of an inch, but with letters being up to 10% smaller than that. And so now you can kind of look through here and see it. And so once again, I'm looking for sort of silly, and I can see here sort of silly, and so they're connected in there. And the other thing about this is if you just click generate and don't change any parameters, it will shake those words up and place them all down again in new places. And so sometimes it's just visually, it looks better, with one time or the next time. And so you can kind of sit and play and interact with this as many times as you want until you get it. See, now I've got a nice big sort of silly right in the middle, that kind of thing. But you could decide to interact with this some more. Oh, I want more words, add more here. Or I want to try a different letter style, so choose from all your different amazing letter styles. And then maybe I only want 4 colors instead of 15. And so, these are all things that I can change, and then just click generate. Over here on this side, for the shape of the girl, do I just want it left as artwork? Or would I like the software to put a run stitch around it or a steel stitch around it so that it's like part of the embroidery? And do you want to view it in 3D mode versus kind of like, the thinner kind of computer generated lines? And so when it's working, it's best just to be patient until it kind of finishes. And so this is 4 colors maximum with the broadcast letter style. And the letter size is set at 0.79 of an inch, and the minimum's 10 and the maximum's 100. Now you can interact with that too. You could say, the letter size will be an inch, and you can go up to 200% of that. So that means I could have 2-inch letters all the way down to 10% of 1 inch. So really, I would get kind of a wider variety of sizes, I would think, by making this change. So each time you click generate, you haven't made the embroidery design. It's really just within this wizard you're trying different things, and once you come up with the perfect results, then that's when you'll push OK, and it'll actually put the stitches onto the screen that we're working in. The one thing that we haven't tried yet is changing the orientation of the letters. So notice down at the bottom it says angle, and it's set to any right now. So that means that when it puts the letters on, they can be on a diagonal or on a vertical or basically on any angle. But for example, if I change this to be just horizontal, or you could have just horizontal and just vertical but not diagonal, so any sort of combination of these checks. And once again, when you click generate, it goes through and it changes the results. And so this time we expect it to be still 4 colors and still broadcast and still kind of big and small sizes, but this time only letters going along the horizon or vertically, and sort of none going on the diagonal like that. So it's kind of fun and interactive. And when you're completely happy with the results, that is when you click OK. And OK will then deposit the whole thing onto your workspace. And now the thing is, it's still completely interactive. So although you're done using the wizard, now you can scroll in and be like, you know what? I think that I want to make this sort of silly a different color than what it chose. I'll go back to the pink for that. Or maybe you want to interact with the letter spacing, and so you right click and you go into edit text. And every one of these words is another text segment that the program has made for us that we can interact with in all of the same ways that we always have with our, with text segments. And so that in that way, if you wanted to have a different font for every one of the words, you could come in and change the letter style that was used to a new letter style, and really just kind of interact with the whole thing and make it kind of be exactly what you wanted. And so that is called wordplay. And while I'm playing with the sort of silly here, I'll just stop and point out that the tool is right here on your workspace. And when you click on it, it opens up a new wordplay segment, and you can start to build until you're happy with it. And so that's the video on how to use the wordplay tool.